Okay. Throw it back. Start a riot. Throw it back. Start a riot. Throw it back. Start a riot. I call that a fucking kickback. Start a riot. Yes, she got a bitch.
Black women, if you see this, stay. I just wanted to offer some nuanced and maybe reassuring advice and say date whoever you would like racially. And the reason I say this is because if you didn't know, unfortunately, Black women are the least desired demographic to date. And if people do date Black women, they're usually light-skinned. I've just noticed that there is this huge pressure on us on dating the right people and doing the right things and not fucking up wherever we go. Because realistically, it's either racism from a white person, anti-blackness from a non-black person, or colorism and just transphobia from Black men. Don't get me wrong, this is not me saying go fuck the white man or anything like that. What I'm trying to say is that no one is here for us besides Black women, really. And the people who are here for us we just have a very, very small group of people who are here for us. So please, still have high standards, but do not limit yourself or beat yourself up about who to date.
Here are 4 tips to help you stay stress-free no matter what. Tip number 1, think about how much it really matters and how much you can actually control. If it won't matter within the next few weeks or months, then you really don't need to stress about it. Tip number 2, use manifestation to attract peace and tranquility into your life. Instead of attracting more problems, attract the solutions. Tip number 3 is to meditate and breathe through it. And tip number 4 is to distract yourself and move on. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for the full video and for more tips like this.
Always remember, ladies, that having high standards protects you from having low quality experiences with these low quality ass men. Don't ever let a man convince you that you have to somehow lower your standards to meet them where they are at. It's not a thing. Women are reclaiming their time, and it's really just time to choose up to move up, baby.
Child, there's so much to adore. I mean, nappy hair, big lips, stallion body, you know the shit y'all can't ignore. Cause we got this shea butter, baby. Anything y'all do, we can too. I mean, we got them wrapped around our finger like a band do. What's not to like? Pretty skin, soft body, teeth so white. But see, social media got you down to yourself. Baby girl, you should give a fuck about anybody else. You better flaunt that skin, pick that hair, and wave that ass like you just don't care. You hear me? Cause like, we them pretty brown girls. And like Queen Bee say, who run the world?
Here is some advice for you for free. And it's good advice, so this is a fucking deal. You do not have to listen to me or anybody else. Trust yourself. Trust your judgment and your intuition. If you feel like one of the things I say is true, then it is true as far as you know. If you feel like what I'm saying is false, then it is false as far as you know. We used to live in a society that really shamed free thinkers for asking questions and for coming to terms with shit on their own. People don't understand that you do not need to see something with these 2 eyes to believe something is real. The news lies, the media lies, people lie. If everybody's lying, then why not trust the only one who you know is truthful? Look in the mirror.
A lot of people aren't going to understand your job choice or the way you move. And that's because they ain't never struggled like you, they ain't never been down bad like you, and they ain't never turned nothing into something like you. As long as you getting yours and staying out the way, it's none of their business. And I know y'all not going to like my glasses, but I'm into the 60s and 70s. I got an old soul, y'all.
I think one of the reasons why I'm always so pleasantly surprised by how pretty I am is because the world spends, well, all of its advertising dollars convincing people that someone like me isn't pretty. Peasants.
Hey there, my name is Jenner. I am a Black female traveler. I've been to over 15 countries and also lived in Spain and Germany. And I always get questions from Black women about tips on traveling as a Black woman. So here are 3 I have for you. My first tip is to go solo. Now, I know traveling by yourself can be a little scary, and it took me a few trips with friends to build up my courage. But once I did, I ended up traveling solo in Tulum and Valladolid in Mexico, and also in Amsterdam, Berlin, and London. Which leads me to tip number 2 is to join Black travel Facebook groups. You can join more general ones like She Travels the Globe, or you can join more location specific ones like Amsterdam Black Women or Soul Sisters Berlin. And my last tip is don't let fear stop you, okay? We also don't let racists decide where we can and cannot go. You deserve to see the world, sis, post-coronavirus, so go.
If you're in high school and you just applied to college, or if you're gonna be applying to college soon, I want you to stop and watch this video. So when you're applying, people always tell you to focus on location, sports, and Greek life, but what they don't tell you to focus on is income inequality. Classism is a huge issue at elite universities and does unfortunately influence the kind of friends you make and the things you'll be able to do when you're in college. So I recommend checking out the New York Times study, The Upshot, which you can compare every college in the United States on income inequality. So for example, I went to Vanderbilt University where 70% of the students come from the top 20% and the median family income is $204,000, which essentially means 70% of the student body is rich. And 1.9% of students are from the bottom 20%. And in fact, 23% of all Vanderbilt students come from families from the top 1%, meaning $630K a year. So super rich. But a low-income kid who goes to Vanderbilt has a 59% chance of becoming a rich adult, in comparison to a 17% chance if you went to the University of Kentucky. About the study, the links here hopefully helps you make some decisions. Good luck!
Ladies, you survive in your masculine energy and you thrive in your feminine energy. Feed your feminine energy and you'll have an endless amount of confidence, self-worth, and value. Feed your masculine energy and you won't. See how important your feminine energy is when attracting a high-value man.
Hey, Black Clover TikTok. So this is from the Q&A section in my bio. Really interesting question. Stumbled upon it when I was scrolling through questions and felt compelled to answer it. How do you tactfully end a bad interview? For me, it would go something like this. I'm sorry to interrupt, but in the interest of making sure that everyone's time is used productively, I just have to say that at this moment, based on our conversation so far, I know definitively now that this is not going to be a fit for me, but I thank you for your time and consideration, and I wish you and your company the best. I'll show myself out. Have a good day.
Them old mistakes are gone. I won't do them no more. That's old news, that's new news. I done did that before. I turn nothing to something. My comeback on 100. Let's talk it, more action. You just gon' see coming. I just keep elevating. No losses, just upgrading. My lessons made blessings. I turn that into money. They gotta never settle. This view is so much better. I'm chilling, I'm winning, like on another level. Oh, you can talk all you want.
When it comes to hair and makeup, I'm not a professional. I'm only 19. I'm self-taught, but clearly I've been teaching myself some good stuff. So let me pass that information on to y'all because I love learning and being a facilitator of that. This depends on two things: the products you use to secure the wig and how you take care of it once it's on. This is really popular. For me, I find it only lasts a day or two before the lifting starts being really noticeable. An actual glue like this will probably give you a week or two. These are the ways I keep my lace looking like this for as long as possible. Put your wig a little bit below your natural hairline, and when you take the wig off, make sure you saturate it with shampoo, hair products, water, something like that to loosen the glue so you're not ripping it off. Flat twisting is like a step below cornrows in difficulty, but it gives a similar result. You could try to slick your hair down with gel, but that's using a lot of product, which personally I didn't like doing when I had really short hair. Wigs like this will look a little bulky, but try curlier wigs that hide it. Be ready to take a screenshot of this in 3, 2, 1.
Here are a couple ways to say mind your business politely to family and friends. I actually don't feel that comfortable talking about it right now, but thank you so much for your concern. If it's something that's really personal, like your weight or how much money you're making, you can say any of the things right here.
Okay, see, the thing is I said what I said. Black girls just compliment different. Watch this. Honey, you wearing them boots. Okay, boots. Okay, Bob. Lashes. Ooh, let me have this. You don't need it. It's the pleather pants and the bra with the matching hair wrap for me. Thank you, girl.
A few reasons why Black women are not getting married in America. Let's go. Number one, the mortality rate of black men to black women is higher. So by the time black men get to the age of marrying, there are actually less black men to marry. If you factor in things like gay men, already married men, the amount of black men that are in prison, men that aren't your type, and homeless men, the number shrinks even lower. Number two, you choose not to date outside your race. With the previous point, obviously there aren't enough black men to go around. So while black love and black power is the goal, it's just statistically unrealistic. Lastly, you refuse to date online. Dating online is one of the best ways to bring a bunch of single people together. So while you're expecting the Amazon delivery man to be the man of your dreams, you might be right, but he may be located in another state. So the odds that Mr. Right is going to knock on your front door, slim. Get online, sis.
Black women, let me tell you about some of the best advice that I ever received that I forgot about until this very moment because I've been practicing it for so long. So once in the wee hours of some YouTube binge I was on, I heard somebody say that we don't just make ourselves smaller mentally, but physically and literally, black women move out of the way and make themselves smaller. And the woman went on to talk about how we move out of the way in stores. We will go out of our way to navigate our buggy so that it is not in someone else's way. I stopped doing it. I completely stopped doing it. I stopped moving myself out of the way. Not in a rude way. If I'm in the way, I'm going to move, obviously. But I'm not going to change my path for somebody else.
Recently, I've decided to start this journey of showing up for myself. One thing I've noticed about me is that I will constantly try to pour from a cup that is empty, putting everyone else's needs before my own. We are no longer doing that. I'm going to make it my point to check in with myself, see if I have all the things I want and need. I'm going to allow myself to indulge in things without judgment. I'm going to take part in self-care. I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to dance and sing without fear of who's watching.
Good question. So this is what you're going to wear when you go out to these places. Definitely want to look elegant, classy, expensive. You know, if you're going to these upscale places to find men, you want to look like you belong there. You don't want to stick out like a sore thumb. Definitely go with a dress. I mean, men love women in dresses. Always remember the rule, like if you're showing a lot up top, always make sure you're covered up more on the bottom. And vice versa, like if you have a high leg slit or a really short dress on the bottom, make sure you're covered up at the top. It just looks more elegant. Monochrome is really good too. Like it just makes you look expensive. It just looks really nice and classy. This would be really cute too for like a daytime situation. Want to stick to like natural colors that you would find in nature. Reds, blues, nudes, browns. No neon. This is a no. You know, too much skin, you're gonna look like a lady of the night. Don't do it. Also, stay away from clothing that it just has thin fabric. It just looks cheap and it's gonna make you look cheap. I'll make a part 2. So I used to get this all the time that I talk white, not so much as an adult, but definitely growing up in my early college years. And the best response when someone says this to you is to just look at them confused and say, what do you mean by that? Act like you have never heard someone say that to you. And when they have to start to explain why they said that, they start to feel very stupid, and you can actually see it on their face as they're speaking. It's really funny because being black is not a monolith.
Black woman, you pick your head up. Don't you ever bow. Black woman, your time has always been, and it is still now. Black woman, do not let them try to dumb you down in their conversation. Black woman, you are the most educated demographic in the nation. Black woman, you are the source of the world's magic, and they can't replace it. Black woman, your track record is in your blood, and that's why they will try to erase it. Black woman, they will taint your beauty but promote it and sell it to everyone else. Black woman, they will hate you because your greatest power is the love that you have for yourself. Black woman, you are the reason the sun of the east shines in the morning when it rises. Black woman, you are the reason the sun of the west touches the waters of the horizon.